Kobler, and I am here hosting Our Way on the Highway, the KHTS Hometown Station's SCVI radio show, and I am so excited because we're celebrating the holidays today. Yahoo! Only instead of doing the 12 days of Christmas, everybody knows the 12 days of Christmas, we're doing the 10 years of SCVI, celebrating the anniversary. And with me, I have the amazing Ms. Cheryl Senna and Ms. Tina Toval, who have been with SCVI for 10 years. Whoa, amazing. So first we're going to say hi to them, and they're going to tell us a little bit about them. So I'm going to start with you, Miss Tina.
Yes.
So I understand you like hiking and playing with your dog
Yes.
and hanging out with your husband.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about where you are and who you are and some amazing details about you.
Well, I do love hiking and exercising with my dog and my husband, I actually met at SCVI. So
Did you really?
I did. So, yeah, we just like staying active and hanging out, living the married life. And yeah.
So you met at SCVI. How did that
We
happen?
did. He actually worked there for a brief time. He was the maintenance guy over there. So we met, and I guess the rest is history.
The rest is history. What kind of dog do you have?
A pit bull.
Yes. The baby.
Yes, a big baby that thinks.
What's the dog's name?
Toby.
Toby.
Yes.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
Toby and Tina.
Yep.
So is your husband's name Tom? Or?
No, it's Alex. Unfortunately, he ruined it. But the last name, he stuck with the T, so that's good.
Okay, nice. And we have Ms. Cheryl Senna, who has two daughters going to SCVI, right? You've been with us for 10 years.
Yes, been here 10 years.
And you have worn so many hats. So tell us a little bit about those many hats you've worn on campus and all that good stuff.
Well, I began as a 7th grade history and English facilitator. I came in mid-year the first year. And I've taught grades from 6th grade through 12th grade. I've also been in charge of their programs and their projects. I'm like a conference kind of coordinator.
Okay.
I'm currently their program and communication and the IB coordinator.
Wow.
Plus I teach facilitate two IB English classes.
Awesome. Okay. So real quick, you are also an incredible writer, but tell us something personal about you. Can you tell us something we don't know?
Well, I've written 2 books.
Yes, I can attest that. They're amazing books.
they
Yes.
And I'm trying to rewrite them because really it's the rewriting process that takes a while, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm currently working on that. I've written 2 books, and I too have a dog. I have the first benefit, one of our benefit dinners, we auctioned off a dog, and I have that dog. Her name is Paisley. And my 2 daughters, we love musical theater. That's our favorite thing to do.
Okay, all right. And both your daughters have been in musical theater. They're doing musical theater actually at the school.
They do it both inside and outside the school.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter is now a senior, and she's going through that college application process. But they've both been here. My youngest came in 1st grade, and my oldest came in 4th grade.
Okay. And so, Cheryl, of all the hats you've worn at SCVI, tell us which one is your most favorite hat?
My favorite hat I wear is, I definitely love to teach English, but at the end of the year, every year I get to organize the graduation. And that whole program is just so special to me.
What is so special about it?
Just all the families and how happy everyone is, and going through, the learners create a video going through the years and what they're grateful for at our school, and it's very personal. Each learner gets to speak to their families, and it's just a very personal experience.
That's lovely, because at big schools, it's not really like that. It's sort of grand and huge, isn't it? And you are teaching in the lower school, right?
Yes, I
Tina?
teach 4th and 5th grade.
Okay. And do the 6th graders it's not called graduation, but a commencement, or do they do like we move on to middle school?
We don't do anything, no, officially. I know that in the past we've done little things where, because I teach 4th and 5th grade, so we've done things where like the 4th graders will line up through the hallways towards the end of the year, and the fifth graders will come through and we'll all give them like high fives. So they always love that, but nothing really official.
That's lovely. Ceremony is so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
And actually, we're going to be having a ceremony for the 10 years of SCVI. And in honor of that, we're going to turn back the clock right here, right now. Okay. I feel like we should have a great sound effect, like, can you give us a sound effect? Do you have one? Can you do one real quick?
Put them on the spot.
No. Okay, so we'll just go back in time, and we're going back to the year 2008 when the school began, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what was going on in the world in that time. So, New Jersey is the first northern state to officially apologize for slavery. That's so, it took us that long to do that. But anyway, that's in 2008. And the Ayak language becomes extinct as the last native speaker dies. That's so sad. Nebraska bans the electric chair as the sole execution method. And California becomes the second state to allow same-sex marriage. And Barack Obama is elected president. That's 2008.
Wow.
That's so much happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When we were doing this and going back and talking about the past, I found myself nodding a lot and going, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about what was going on at SCVI. So you two joined the fray
Yes, we
of
did.
SCVI. So tell us, how did you end up at SCVI, Tina?
Oh, well, I was actually in college. I was going through the credential program, and I was placed as a student teacher at SCVI, and Cheryl was my master teacher. So we started that journey together behind the purple curtain,
Yes.
right?
What is the purple curtain?
There's this tiny room. Well, when they first talked to them, I was going to be their ghostwriter for ads. And when I came in, they really needed an English facilitator, and there was no space to teach the English class. And all of a sudden, this is where I think Amber is, like, she's one of these miracle workers when it comes to, if you need something, you always find a way to do it. And they created this room out of this. It was almost a tiny corner. It was a tiny corner of the first building. It was a very small building. It only had 4 classrooms and a couple of hallways. And they created this room with a big purple curtain.
It was like a section, really.
It was a section. And I fit 15 learners in there myself. And I facilitated English and history in that.
Did you have a cowardly lion and a scarecrow?
No, but we had little kindergartners who used to run by the purple curtain and scream and pretend to be cowardly lions.
Yes, we would just close the purple curtain, teach the class, and then open up the curtain.
So I understand there were only 135 learners there at the time?
It was really
Yes, it was
small.
really small. It was a great experience. I had taught at traditional schools. That's most of my experience, and in the 90s, and then I left teaching for a while to be a mom. But it was a great homey feeling because whenever you have first of anything, everyone's so 110% into it.
Mm-hmm.
So the parents were just so amazing, and the learners were excited, and we did a lot of fun things. One of the things we used to do is the international. Once a month, we had an international day, and each month it would be a different. Because we're an international school, each month we would focus for the whole month on that country.
So when you say you would you do an international day, did the whole school participate?
Yes.
So when you only have 135 learners, so what were the grades?
It was K through 4th.
Yes,
Okay.
and then
Kindergarten 4th, and then 7th.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We didn't have a 5th and 6th. We just shot up to 7th.
All
No
right.
big deal.
So, and then all the kids would do this international.
And we'd mix them up by grade. So that was one of the first times we did multi-age learning.
Yeah.
And we'd mix them up, and each classroom would be a different station, and the learners would help us create the activities for them. One year we did Celtic knots and dancing, Irish dancing, and making soda bread for iLEAD. We did so many different.
How did you determine what countries? Was it that the
kids,
kids,
yeah.
like, oh, we have heritage in this land and we have heritage in this land?
Yeah, we would get their thoughts and brainstorm.
And how many teachers were there? Do you remember?
Oh.
I think there were only 6 of us, right? 2 in K1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you were, so 7. There were 7 of us.
7. Okay. And the campus wasn't where it is right now.
No, it was on Smythe Ave, behind the shopping area.
Okay.
Small corner industrial
little
office.
building. Yeah, it was an office.
Did you ever end up writing the ads, or you said you started?
I wrote in the beginning. I would write some of the ad copy. I did
Okay,
do that. Plus,
okay.
I facilitated.
Again, those many hats.
Yes.
It's how you're balancing it, And you did the winter production, so
The first winter production was that year. It was a holiday show, and it was we actually didn't have space to do it, so we did it at St. Stephen's on Lyons.
okay.
I remember it really well, and I remember getting to see. I had just been hired maybe 2 days, so I got to see some of those seventh graders singing and dancing. It was really fun.
Did you write the show, or was it just a choral show, or?
I think it was just they sang. And
Yeah.
they did a few things. I just attended. I had nothing to do with that show. I think I was 2 days into my tenure.
Okay, and what about you, Tina? How was it, student teaching in that?
It
that
was
beginning?
very different. Very, very different. Had to adjust a lot. And even when I would go back to school and explain my situation, like my professors and peers would look at me like, what are you talking about? But I fell in love with it right away. Just what Cheryl was saying about how everyone's in there 110%, and it does create a family. So I was hooked right away.
Wow. And
Yeah.
did you choose to go to SCVI, or were you?
I was
what-
placed there.
So
Yeah.
you were just placed. So
Yeah.
it was fate. It was sort of
It
fate
totally
that guided you
was.
there.
100%
That's pretty
was,
cool.
yes.
And then you met your husband, and then the
Yeah.
whole story.
I know.
It's like you were meant to be there.
Yes.
That's so neat. It's
Yeah.
really a part of your history.
Yeah, it really is.
That's cool. Okay, so we are moving on. Can you feel the clock kind of ticking
Yes.
away? All right, so we're now in the second year of SCVI. I understand we moved to a new building. Is that right? Was that
Yes, we moved
2009?
to the building that we're currently in Hasley Canyon.
How did that come about?
There were two buildings they were considering. One was a more traditional school-looking kind of building, and it was then the other one was at the shopping center.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right, if you recall, in time in 2008, real estate is starting to take a dump.
That's
so there's starting
right.
to be more occupancies in different buildings. So it was one of those things that you really have to be a visionary to look at a storefront like Amber and Dawn did and say, we're going to make a school here. Like, I have to say, I don't think we saw it. Like
No.
when we did the walkthrough, I remember they walked us through the more traditional building, and we're like, oh, the more traditional building. And we didn't see it, and they would explain their ideas and their vision, and their vision were more open classrooms, the ability for people to learn and more of a village-type atmosphere. And we were like, okay, a little reluctant, but then they decided on that, and it's really been a great location for us.
Really? Was the Starbucks still there?
Starbucks was
No.
not there.
So what was there at that time?
There were several restaurants.
Yeah,
several
several.
businesses.
Yeah.
There was a spa, kind of day spa
Oh,
there,
yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
There was one, too. And Higher Vision Church was there.
Yes.
Where our current upper
school,
school is
yeah.
was Higher Vision Church. Most of the downstairs had businesses in it. And then we took most of the upstairs, but we shared, the first year we shared, remember that first couple of months we shared the upstairs with one business?
Did we?
Yeah, it was like a real estate, or not a real estate, the person who inspects the houses before you buy them. Oh, I can't think of the word.
The real estate inspector person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
person.
the official term. Okay.
And she was up there, and we had to share space with her, which was very interesting for all of us. And then I believe in January she moved out, and we had the upper.
What about the purple curtain? Did the purple curtain go?
Oh, the purple
The
curtain.
purple curtain came to pack, and we were going to try to do something with the purple curtain.
It's
but
probably still in a box.
storage.
Oh my gosh! I think for
We
the
need to
tenure,
bust
you
it
gotta get
out.
them
Yeah.
busted
We
out.
do.
Bust it out. Yeah, bust it out. And speaking of music, going on in the world, the Black Eyed Peas were telling us that they got a feeling. Okay, remember?
Nice.
I'm not singing alone here. Is that it?
Yes.
First
You
I'm
might
doing
be,
all
yes.
the sound effects, then I'm singing. Oh my gosh! And do you remember the movie Avatar?
I
love
remember
that movie.
Remember? Oh my gosh!
It was such a big thing.
Oh, right. I remember watching the movie Avatar and seeing it in 3D
Yeah.
and feeling like, remember you were feeling like you were actually inside the world?
Yes.
It was amazing. And also Xbox was released.
That's crazy.
Xbox, I know. It feels like it's been forever.
Yes.
So, okay, so now we have
Wow.
Xbox, which I'm guessing was at that time, were the wands out? You remember we could like interact with Xbox?
Oh,
And
yeah.
remember that? That was like, that
Yes.
was a new thing. And the Wii?
The
Wasn't
Wii,
the
that's
Wii
what it
coming out
was,
at
yeah.
that time?
Later.
So we have technology kind of, aside from cell phones, coming into our consciousness. How does that play out in school? Are the kids starting to bring in games? Are we, are we getting more learners? What's happening there in terms of?
So from the beginning, the idea of our school was to be one that changed with the times and prepared our learners for experiences that they would get in the real world. So we were talking about technology in the classroom. We would always try to do the most advanced stuff with our learners, and the conversation came around, do we allow them their technology in their classrooms? And we talked about, like, well, in the office space and in the real world, out in when people are working in business, people are using their cell phones. I remember the iPhone came out around then too. So everyone's using that kind of technology. So why not us? Don't we guide the learners into how to use them? Sure, they're going to make mistakes and they're going to like make some choices that aren't necessarily the best. For example, like, navigating, do I use my phone? Do I text to my friends, or am I using my phone to
Research about something.
So it's been something that we've felt strongly about, is helping our young learners, our young adults, navigate that whole system.
And what
Yeah.
about the elementary school little people?
I mean, same idea. And you have that weird, I'm in that age bracket where some of the kids do have technology and some of them don't, or some of them, that's the year they start getting it. So it's the same idea, just guiding them on what's appropriate, what's good with timing and how to use it, when to use it. So same idea. And they know they're, we need to give kids more credit. They do, they are very smart, and they do catch on, and they do realize. So
I remember a bunch of us went up to Apple, had a bunch of us up to help us with that process. And we brought in, I remember we brought in those 100 iPads.
Yeah.
And we got training from Apple, and we sat down, and it was great because it was more of a conversation about where are we going to go with education and technology, and how do we infuse the both. And so that was a great opportunity that we did with several people on staff.
It's
and parents.
interesting and so appropriate how culture infuses education and education infuses culture. Here we're culturally going through these things, and how do we bring that into the classroom, and how do we deal with that? And I think the contrast between older kids and younger kids is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you say that would be different? Would you?
I don't know. I think the younger kids are still figuring out what the technology can do and what they can, they can use it for. And the older kids, I feel like, have a little bit more experience. But yeah, it's tricky.
And I would think that the younger kids are much more receptive to put the phone away versus the older kids. What do you think?
Yes, I think the one thing, though, that I find is that once you give learners the why behind where you're going, they're more receptive in general, rather than just saying, just do this because I said so. Giving them the opportunity to transition. Okay, right now we're going to go low tech or no tech because we really need to concentrate on how to do this in a way that I have 100% of your attention.
Okay.
So your work has 100% of your attention. And if you give people the why, or learners the why, they're more apt to take that information in and be able to make a decision, rather than just say, they're telling me what to do.
Right. Okay, so we are continuing to move forward in time, but for right now, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, this is going to be a real cliffhanger. There was a prison escape that affected the school. I think that's 2010, and we're going to find out more about that when we come back. This is KHTS, your hometown radio station, our way on the highway.
You've seen them on Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Now experience the Cajun Belle in Canyon Country. The Cajun Belle, a terrific mix of SoCal Creole and the most flavorful handmade cocktails in our valley. It's the happening place, beginning with Blues Night every Wednesday from 7 to 11. Thursday is karaoke night with all-night happy hour featuring $1 tacos. Friday is Ladies Night with the coolest DJ in town. Check out live cover bands every weekend. The Cajun Belle on Soledad opposite the Canyon Country Post Office.
Drugs or alcohol abuse can tear a family apart. In Santa Clarita, just like everywhere else, it's an epidemic. The Way Out Recovery is here to help. Call them now at 296-4444 or visit them on the web at thewayoutrocoveryscv.com. The Way Out offers outpatient treatment for adolescents, adults, and family members. The Way Out is compassionate, caring, professional, and confidential. You and your family don't have to suffer any longer. Call the Way Out Recovery now, 296-4444, or visit thewayoutrocoveryscv.com and make an appointment. Asking for help is the first step.
Move on from what's familiar and discover what's possible in your relationships. This is Jasmine Urbina, inviting you to tune in to The Inspirational Parent as my dad and I tap into a fresh perspective on modern parenting relationships and dish out the magical ingredients for effective parenting exclusively on KHTS. Catch us live every Friday on The Inspirational Parent from 12 to 1 or download our podcast at hometownstation.com.
Did you know that SCVI has the only international baccalaureate program in our community? That means that students at Santa Clarita Valley International Public Charter School can participate in very rigorous classes run by highly trained and skilled international teachers. They work with kids to become active, compassionate, and lifelong learners. Students with IB diplomas at select colleges can graduate with a full year credit at their university. Schedule a tour today online at scvi-k12.org or by calling 705-4820.
Mission Valley Bank puts the community in community banking. They strive to be your most trusted bank. Mission Valley Bank is happy to sponsor KHTS Holiday Music. Happy holidays!
KHTS Holiday Music also brought to you by Chiquita Canyon.
From all of us at Chiquita Canyon, we'd like to wish you and your family a happy, prosperous holiday season. This year, Chiquita Canyon is proud to sponsor holiday music on your local hometown station, KHTS. Happy holidays.
KHTS.
Are back with Our Way on the Highway, KHTS, our hometown radio station. Bum, 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 bum. When we last left off, we were wondering about the prisoner escape. And so the way it's been told to me by the kids, because they actually did this retrospective, which is pretty cool. There was a prisoner that escaped from the prison. This is a mystery unto itself. And the school went on lockdown. So this is such good drama. Tell us what happened. I feel like more sound effects.
So I believe the prisoner escaped before school had even started.
Okay, wait, let's start with the prison. Is there a prison near the school?
Yeah.
No
it's
way.
A white collar. Is it a white collar prison or something?
Oh, so the prisoner was carrying a briefcase and computer. Okay. Right. So
yeah, it's very close by. Less than
nonviolent crimes or something.
Yeah.
But 3 of them actually escaped, if I recall. There were 3, but one was hiding.
Yes.
They discovered him later on in the dumpster by
Jack in the Box, which is in our parking lot.
Who discovered him?
The police. The police were there the whole time, yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. So we got to set the scene here. Okay. So here we are teaching. There's no more purple curtain, which is just, it's a travesty unto itself. It is. We're teaching away, and then what? I mean, does a guard come running into the classroom?
No, I think the escape happened before school started because. I think it was on the news, or somehow we got word that there was the escape, and we weren't even at school yet, because I remember pulling up into the school and there were police officers already there, and we actually had a parent who was a police officer who was just standing in front of the door and just greeting people. I think he was just there to make everyone feel safe, because as you can imagine, the parents were obviously worried, but he was very calm, and he would, make sure the kids got in the school okay, and his presence, I think, created a great calmness, and he did that all on his own. He just
There were several. I think that we had several parents who were police officers.
Yeah.
Because I remember them. They were working with him as well.
Yeah, and they were just standing in front of the school, just like, "Hey guys, good morning, come on in." And so it wasn't ever an anxious or nervous situation. I think everyone just stayed really calm. And then as a staff, we just put some things into place. Okay, doors are staying closed. Kids that need to go to the restroom are escorted by adults. It was a very natural coming together, and this is what we're going to do. And yeah, it was very
they found the person
flawless.
that night.
Yeah, they ended up finding the person. Yeah, school's already out, and pickup was kind of the same way. You have to come inside to pick up your kid, and we communicated that to the families, and everyone was really great about it. So I thought that was really neat how we all came together so easily. And
there again is that theme of blending culture to education and education to culture, and how great it was that the kids learned not to panic.
Yeah.
To realize that in moments of stress, our way of dealing is to work together and be calm. And how great. It wasn't as dramatic as I had imagined.
I know,
The kids found it more. I remember the kids found it more exciting and dramatic than we did. I remember that. They would be like, this is awesome. And I'm like,
And in the younger grades, I'm just trying to not freak them out.
yeah.
So it's just we're just doing extra things to stay safe.
Did
and there's
the
nothing to
younger
worry
kids
about.
understand what was happening? I mean, was there any peeking out the window or?
No, if I recall correctly, I don't even think I personally gave my kids a lot of detail. I just said, we just need to be extra safe today, and this is what we're doing, and just kind of carried out a normal day, and they went with the flow too. So I know for the fourth graders, at that time I was just teaching fourth grade. For the fourth graders, they were fine. I don't know if it was because they were calm or they didn't really realize what was going on, but they were fine. I think they feed off your energy and how you're going about your day.
Yes.
So I just went about a normal day. And
Wow. And then you went home and played with the puppy.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you have the puppy at that time?
What year was that? 2000?
This is 2009.
Oh, no, I didn't, because that was when I met Alex.
This
So
is
not
where
yet.
the dream of the dog comes to be.
Yes.
You're like, boy, if I had a dog at the end of this
life
day.
would be perfect.
It would. And,
Yes.
a fella. And Cheryl, did you have the dog at that time?
no, the dog is from the 2012 benefit.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So we
Further
haven't
ahead.
gotten there yet.
Yeah.
He's just sort of an eye apple right now. All right. So we're moving on into the fourth year of SCVI and going on in the world. What's happening is Kim Kardashian sets a record-breaking marriage of 72. Oh, you did that one. Okay, 72 days. And Prince Harry marries the lovely Kate Middleton, right, in all that pomp and circumstance. And this was the sad one. Harry Potter series ends. But for me, I am now beginning to fall in love with the Harry Potter series. All the kids that I teach are major Harry Potter fans, and the camp that I run, it's like a Harry Potter free zone. You can't talk about the movie or whatever.
That's funny.
We finally go, and it's like, oh wow, getting this now. Fell in love with the series. Charlie Sheen has his meltdown. Maybe it was because the Harry Potter series ends. And everyone is singing Born This Way. Lady Gaga's Born This Way. Oh, yeah. And Black and Yellow and Party Rock Anthem. But what did SCVI give to us? So we're going to talk a little bit about that first benefit dinner to support the arts program. Do you remember that? Who started the program?
A bunch of parents, our parent group.
Well, you had been doing the winter production. Have we done more productions at this point?
Every year.
Every
there
year
was
we've done a
done a
production.
bunch.
Yeah.
All right. So we're now back in. So this is what 2011, 2010. Have we done a lot more productions or just the winter production?
Every year we did one. But the second one was a holiday show as well, and then the third one the third one was pretty awesome. It was the first time we ever sang together. That was
that was the year.
We
The
sang
year.
together. Does that mean the teachers are in the
staff.
show
the
now?
staff had a
The
staff,
staff,
like
and
a
we
grand
were-
finale staff number.
Okay, can we do? You don't want to sample a little bit of it here today?
We sure don't.
you can see it. You can see it on. It's
There's
posted
a
on
video
Facebook, yeah.
floating around.
Okay.
But we were rock stars.
I'm
for-
trying here, ladies and gentlemen. I really am.
I do not have a voice. You do not want me to sing.
I doubt that.
The year before, I'm going to back up a little bit.
Okay.
We had our first high school class, the first year in 2010.
Okay.
And then the first benefit dinner, I remember parents, learners, everyone organized it, and it was at Sand Canyon.
Wasn't it at the Hyatt?
No, the first one was in the Sand Canyon Country Club, I thought.
Really?
Yes, I
Oh,
remember.
wow.
And that's when the first time we ever honored a staff member,
Who got honored?
Christek.
Is Linda Christic still with us?
Yes,
Yes,
she
she
is.
is.
She's
Oh,
our curriculum
congratulations,
coordinator.
Linda
Yes.
Christic.
Yes.
And what is she? What's she doing there?
She's our curriculum coordinator.
Oh, Linda! Shout out to Linda to be
Yes.
the first to
And
get
before
honored.
that, she taught second grade.
Okay,
Yes.
another hat wearer.
Yeah.
My
All
daughter
right.
had it for second grade.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Little Bella.
And so is it a formal dinner?
It was our first formal, semi-formal.
Semi-formal? And entertainment, the kids do the entertainment? Do we do what is this like?
So long ago.
I don't
I'm trying to
remember.
rewind.
I really don't.
But you're still doing
I
it
remember
now.
it was the first time we ever did the baskets. We had every classroom did a basket.
Oh, okay, yes.
I remember that.
And what's it like now? Like, how is it? Okay, so we're going to bump into the future. Ooh, people are going to see into the future. So, what is it like now? How
cool
is it
thing
changed?
now is it's on campus.
It's on
in
campus.
Our theater.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
our
So
big
they
theater.
transform our theater and our quad into this really very nice venue.
Yeah.
With a tent and chandeliers hanging. And our foundation does that, and the learners, our ambassadors, help out with that as well, and our parents, parent PAC and PALS, Parent Action Committee, and they work to get donations. They're runners. The learners will perform at the benefit dinner, and there's a founders award,
Yeah.
and then
Now, what's a Founders Award? I don't know what that is.
It's a Founders Visionary Award. It's basically an award that the founders give to any staff member that has helped carry out the vision of the school.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
So
Who were
that's
some of the?
nice.
Do you remember who some of the award winners were?
So we had Linda Christek. We
Oh,
had-
again, Linda
Well, Linda
wins.
was the first one.
Okay, all right.
And
Jenny
then
Donovan.
Jenny Donovan.
And is she still
Donovan.
with us?
She is still with us. She does like new facilitator onboarding stuff.
Ooh,
So yeah, she
okay.
is with us to some
Okay.
capacity. She's a mom now.
Okay.
So
Anna Donovan, who's in our student support. She works
Yeah.
for student support now, which is in a traditional setting, you'd call that special education
Yeah. Okay.
facilitator.
and then
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
and then we got it joint with
got it.
Christine too.
You
So
got
we
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
Mazel
yes,
tov.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
we got it, and then
We also
So, what
awarded-
is the award? What did you? It's an honor. It's a
it's
plaque.
an honor. You get a
Beautiful
little
crystal award.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
We get honored,
Pretty-
and you say a little speech.
Oh,
It's really
and
nice.
Yeah,
you
it's
get
cute.
bragging rights at parties.
That's right.
That's right. Did you expect to win it?
No, that was a
Yeah, I remember Cheryl
Aw.
just totally started
Surprise.
crying.
Yeah.
Oh, how
Happy tears.
lovely.
Yeah.
Always happy tears.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
so and the school is getting bigger now. I mean, we're now at 4 years. I've lost track of time. Ooh, but the school is getting bigger. How many students would you say are there at this
Think
time?
about this time, it's probably 500 to 600
Yeah.
students.
Ooh, my goodness gracious! And how has the building changed?
We've started to migrate to more
Expand,
parts and go
yes.
downstairs. As again, this is another real estate is still not doing well, and so businesses are leaving the place. And so we went. Where have we gone? I think this is when we begin our cafe. We begin.
Oh, yeah.
I have it marked here, but it might be. We're in the year 2012. And it's approximately 5 years. So if we were doing the holiday song, it would be 5 golden.
That's the first year we
years.
opened
So
the
we're now
cafe.
5 SCVI. Okay, and the learners do their first recreation of Civil War history.
Yes.
Oh, do you remember that? Do we remember this? Can
Oh,
we
yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
this? So, how did that happen? Who came up with the idea? Did the learners wear costumes? Tell us about the recreation.
So eighth grade, the two eighth grade facilitators, two facilities we had with us for a long time as well, Dustin Langling and Keith Faulkner. And I think this is the year before my daughter became an eighth grader. And the learners had been learning about the Civil War for a few years, and it began to evolve.
Okay.
And they would do little presentations within the classrooms, and then one year they decided to take it on
the road.
Yeah, take it on the road and do something
Do a buck
really
and
big.
truck,
Yes.
you know.
And was the first one, I'm trying to think, was the first one at Tejon Ranch?
No, I think it's always been at.
Has it always been? I don't know.
The school, isn't it at a school?
It was behind the school for a while. And then I think maybe one year they did it at the park, and then they went to the ranch, like when it got really big.
So tell us what it's like, this recreation.
You literally step into that time.
Yeah, that time
it's
period.
So
for
awesome.
a couple of months, the learners immerse themselves as a member, someone who was alive during the Civil War. And so
Do they choose do they
Yes.
choose a person and then I'm going to become Harriet Tubman or I'm going to become Abraham Lincoln, or do they research the
do
period
both.
and then they create their own character?
They do
Both,
some some will do both. Some will do characters that are in history, and some will do a combination. They're like, well, I want to explore someone who might have been in this period.
Okay.
So it depends on the learner. I do know every year there is an Abraham Lincoln who memorizes the Getty Address.
Yeah,
Gettysburg
really
Address.
cool. They do the battles.
The battle at Gettysburg.
And how do they do the battle? Do they talk about it? Do they?
They actually simulate it.
Simulate
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They
Wow.
create costume, the period costuming. They do an abolitionist. I remember when they added that one. That was kind of cool. And so they make pamphlets and they do speeches like the abolitionists would have done, and people gather around them.
Yeah, it's
one year
really
they
neat.
did. Yeah, they did a courtroom battle, not a battle, but a courtroom simulation with talking about slavery, ending slavery.
How long does this event last?
It's an all day.
All day?
all
And then the
day.
learners, they'll take the whole school will take a field trip to see it.
Wow, that's an amazing
It really,
thing.
really is.
And how are the young ones affected by
they
this?
love
Yeah,
going. They
it's their
learn so
favorite
much,
thing.
and they look forward to being a part of it in 8th grade. So it's
good,
become
again,
like a legacy.
It's a legacy milestone event.
Yeah.
So
They really
when I
look
get to
forward
8th grade,
I get
I'm
to
going to
do
get
this.
to do this.
Yeah.
And I understand that it became a fundraiser. Do I am I imagining this as does it raise
I know it's
money?
a fundraiser that raises money. I just don't know where the funds go. I know last year it started.
I want to say El Camilos or
Rancho
we do
Los
pay-
Camilos.
Yeah, we
Rancho?
do give them, and then I think I could be wrong, but I think they use some of that money to help fund the project again.
Yes.
To add more to it.
That's neat. And they make their own. Do we have a costume lab? So are we storing the costumes? So as
some
they
donate the costumes after, some purchase, some make their own costumes. One thing they really do I like is they do a sutlery, which is a type of store, and they create all the things that they sell there. So they'll create, of course, the little boys love the little replicas of little pop guns they make, and they'll do soap. They make their own soap. They make their own candles, like they would do back in that time period.
have you guys ever been to Williamsburg?
Yes.
And that's one of my favorite places in the country.
Yes.
Because when you go, have you ever been there, Tina?
No.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
It's a village that is right out of colonial. I mean, everybody dresses that way.
Oh, wow.
They reenact the Constitution, it's like the 1770s, and you have slaves, and you have landowners, and the restaurants, and taverns. It's fabulous, and it sounds like it's just like that.
Some of the learners in the first Civil War reenactment did go to Williamsburg maybe a year or two prior, so I'm sure that made an impression on them when we went for the 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip.
Yes, I love walkbacks in history. We have a great one in Sacramento, the Old Town Sacramento, where you walk the the way it was probably in the 1800s, and you've got the boardwalks. If you've never been, it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm a history nut. Okay, so speaking of history, we are, let's see, we're still in 2012, I believe, and what was going on was also the junior productions do their first sketch show. Does any of this ring a bell? Does this ring a bell? And what is Junior Productions? Is that
the 4 through 8 players?
Do you guys still do the sketch show, Tina? Or
They do.
What is that?
They do the sketch show still.
Every year. They just did one in December. So that's the 4th through 8th grade theater group.
Yeah.
What, the 4th through 8th, can you tell us a little bit about that, Tina?
So I know they do like an after school program where they do some kind of play. Like this year it was... What was it this year?
They've done Dr. Seuss. They've done Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock.
So they don't write their own.
So they
kind
do.
of adapt their own.
Bugsy Malone, yes. So it's all the kids who, are interested in theater, and they have their own little after-school program, and then they do their show for
That's
everyone.
awesome.
So it's always really good.
All right,
Yeah.
so we are going to be back in a few minutes, but when we come back, we are going to find out what was going on in 2013. What words were we using? Because 2 new words get added to the dictionary. What are they? In the meantime, this is KHTS, your hometown radio station, Our Way on the Highway.
Did you know that SCVI has the only international baccalaureate program in our community? That means that students at Santa Clarita Valley International Public Charter School can participate in very rigorous classes run by highly trained and skilled international teachers. They work with kids to become active, compassionate, and lifelong learners. Students with IB diplomas at select colleges can graduate with a full year credit at their university. Schedule a tour today online at scvi-k12.org or by calling 705-4820.
Six Flags lights up into a spectacular winter wonderland. Don't miss Holiday in the Park with over 1 million lights and new holiday festivities, plus thrilling rides like Santa's Wild Sleigh Ride VR Coaster. Time is running out to get free admission with a season pass. Buy 4, get a free upgrade to Gold with free season parking and Hurricane Harbor. For the best deal, buy a membership, less than $8 each per month. Must buy and visit by December 31st.
Doing right starts right here. At Union Bank, community banking is at the heart of what we do. From giving customers more convenient access to their money to financing their homes here in the neighborhood. Union Bank believes in acting locally. We also believe that investing in local businesses helps everyone. For over 150 years, Union Bank has grown strong, one community at a time. We live here, we do business here, and we're here for you. Stop by your local branch today to experience the strength of community banking. There are 3 Union Bank branches conveniently located in the Santa Clarita and Antelope Valley area. To find your nearest branch, visit unionbank.com. Loan subject to credit and collateral approval. Financing available for collateral located in California, Oregon, and Washington. Fees and restrictions may apply. Terms and conditions subject to change. MUFG Union Bank N.A. member FDIC equal housing lender. Union Bank is a registered trademark and brand name of MUFG Union Bank N.A.
The Santa Clarita Artists Association has a new gallery in downtown Newhall on 6th Street between Main and Railroad, right across from the Canyon Theater Guild. The gallery features our members' paintings, sculptures, and one-of-a-kind handcrafted gift items. Whether you're an art lover, buyer, or an artist wishing to join, visit our website at santaclaritaartist.org, come to our free monthly meetings at Barnes & Noble, or stop by the gallery. For upcoming events and exhibits, check us out at santaclaritaartist.org. We make visual art visible.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top-quality musicals and plays. Located in Old Town Newhall, the CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go to canyontheater.org.
Did you see that car?
Isn't it the best? A moving advertisement.
Command eye-catching attention with the Vehicle Wrap by Feathers. Feathers can turn your company vehicles into a cost-effective moving billboard. Their high-quality, high-resolution vehicle wraps deliver excellent marketing exposure. Feathers works closely with you to clearly display your message, whether it's for branding of a new product, increasing name recognition, or promoting an event. Feathers Vehicle Wraps gets the job done. Feathers on Soledad and Canyon Country across from Edwards Theaters.
Santa Clarita's hometown station, KHTS. If you lead, I will follow. But if I lead, we'll build a bridge to tomorrow. Just wait and see. You lead, I lead.
Hi, and we are back. KHTS, your hometown radio station, Our Way on the Highway. And we were just talking about what those two mysterious words were that were added to the dictionary. As it turns out, twerk, okay? And selfie, twerk and selfie are added to the dictionary. And also, this is just a fun little thing going on in 2013. There was a monkey in a winter coat found wandering around IKEA. I just want to know how that happened. I'm really sad because we're going to be wrapping up the show really soon, and we're only at, we're going to have to rush through time. So I'm hoping that Cheryl and Tina, you'll come back and share because this has been really fun. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just talk a lot about a lot of things, and then you guys can share with us what comes to mind. So we're going to quickly move through 5 years, but we will be back, hopefully in another show. Things that were going on are, we have the 20s Project, which is pretty interesting stuff. And I'll let you guys go ahead and talk about it. We have students visiting us from China, which is so incredible. And let's see here. Cheryl, you go to the inauguration in 2017, this year, right? And I'm sure there's a lot more going on. The new cafe rolls out. So this is just a lot of stuff to hit. Anything you want to, that you flag on when I mention any of these things?
Well, the first thing is 2013-14 is our first graduating class. And so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
The three of us, because we were their facilitators, the 7th graders, we went to that first graduation.
And we gave them pins.
We gave them pins, stars.
Yeah, so the kids that were there,
the 5 founders.
The behind the curtain kids.
Okay.
That started as 7th graders were now graduating high school.
Do you remember their names?
Yep.
Yeah.
Leah, Rudy,
Amanda. Was it just them?
No, there's two more. There's two more.
This is like the 7 dwarfs. You can always remember like 6 of them, and I can never remember the 7th.
There is, oh my gosh.
But anyway, you give them pins.
Pins. And it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Just as a facilitator, most teachers, you meet your students for 1 year, and that's it. Mm-hmm. You never see, it's not one of those things, it's not a finished product kind of process for most teachers. So to see a finish, a milestone like that was really powerful for us.
Wow, that is really powerful. Have they stayed in touch with you, these 5 learners?
Yes.
And have they gone on to college, or what are they? Do you remember?
Amanda's currently in college. And she's looking to graduate next winter.
That's okay.
It's so many students. It's hard.
I know. I mean, my gosh, how many students do we have now on campus? Would you say?
Right now we have about 900 total, 746 on site plus some other
135 to almost 1,000.
Yes.
Wow. And how many are in your classrooms now?
Well, in my classroom, I have about 25 per class.
I have 28.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's really, really changed, hasn't it? And speaking of change, what what are some of your hopes? Oh, okay. So we're wrapping up. So tell me, kind of like in 5 words or less. I know this is like really putting you on the spot. What is your hope for the coming year, Tina? What would you say? Okay, you don't have to do 5 years, 5 words or less. Just like, what would you like to see happen for 2018 as we close out the show?
I think just for our school to continue to grow in that family atmosphere and setting that we started. You know, that's what makes it so special. And for that to continue, no matter how large we get, would definitely be beautiful.
Okay, so family, school, growth.
Community, yes.
Community. Good words,
Yes.
good words. What about you, Cheryl?
I'd like to see us see our learners out in the future, to see the great things that they do based on the foundations they got from our school.
So visionary, dreams, foundation.
Leaders.
All leaders.
Yeah.
Great words, great words. And that's a great way to close out the show, isn't it?
Yeah.
As we think about the future and visionary and hope. And that's our hope for you here on Our Way on the Highway. May your holiday wishes come true. May you have a merry, merry, happy, happy, and definitely a safe and joyous 2018. Thank you so much. And this is KHTS, our hometown radio station, Your Way on the Highway. Happy holidays.